Welcome everyone in this screencast. Welcome everyone in this tiny screencast. Welcome everyone in this short screencast. I'm going to show you about async await, which recently made its way to the new version of JavaScript. All the code that I'm going to be running works perfectly on Chrome, but you have to make sure to run this using a transpiler like Babel in order to have full browser support. So let's get started. The example that I'm going to take today is assuming we're going to make a function for our API. And this function for our API expects a URL, and we want to be able to use it by doing API, for example, users, and then logging this to the console. So let's get started. I'm going to make an async function. So I'm going to have an async function here, which allows me to use the await keyword inside. And I'm going to use fetch. If you don't know about fetch, make sure to watch my previous video. And then I'm going to define like a base URL. So I'm going to say this is the base URL for my API. And I'm going to take the same example, which is JSON placeholder, but of course without the users. So that's the base URL. And I'm going to fetch base URL plus URL, or the endpoint that was passed here. And now, because of async await, I could basically do const response equals await fetch. So rather than rather than resolving the promise here by having then do response, etc., you could actually use await and then extract the response here. So this basically, you can think about it, wait for the response until it completes and then extract it here. And then once again, because we need to convert it to JSON, I could do const data equals await response dot JSON. And now I could simply return data. And let me show you how cool is that. You can now use API users, and then you can basically simply do just console log. Let's run it in the browser. And yeah, it works. So here's how you could also work it. I could request the list of posts, and then I could also do console log, and it works. If you're confused a little bit about the syntax, that's basically because you can basically do it like this. So this will give me back the response or the data, and then I'm gonna pass it back to console log.data. But since I'm calling this console log function with the same arguments, I could basically zip it all the way down to just console.log. So that's it for today. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll be releasing a lot of new videos soon. Thank you.